Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and welcome back to Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld episode, where's Tube Studio? Episode 438, we are in 1.16.1, no pre-releases or anything, and we are on day 6,272. We picked up a bunch of stuff yesterday. I'll probably end up putting this. Alright, yeah, hold on, let me put all this stuff away. I say all this stuff, but it's not a lot. We're gonna use slime balls. Alright, I got rid of the thing, you're right. Yeah, so I did remember drink milk. Good job, me of the past. Alright, so now it's gonna bother me. I'll put the crossbow away. Oh, while I'm here though, let's go grab some more nom-noms. Wonder if people make hoglin farms. I kinda feel like, as much as I like my current pig spawner thingy that I have going on over here, this is not very useful for getting the pigs into a centralized location. I feel like it might be a wise decision to funnel the pigs to one dedicated area. You know what I could do? No, I can't do because pigs need light. And, well, no, they do need light, but they need grass. Pigs can only spawn on grass. I'll figure that out later. Alright, so pretty sure I keep the crossbows. There they go. Do I care about the enchantments? Not particularly. That's gonna be too much, right? Yep, alright. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the crossbows. I'll just keep them there, I guess. The Zella Moon rises. We'll catch some Z's, reset the weather timer, then we'll go back and start plopping the shelves in. Hold on, let me just make sure. Okay, so yeah, there's all that. Howdy, Paul, welcome back. So the ender chest I don't really need right now. I'll take it with me anyways. Yeah, I don't need the ender chest currently. So my focus is on... Oops, swap those. My focus is on shulker box. That should not have an empty slot between on both sides. Yawn. It's kind of been a long morning this time. I spent a few hours, probably not a few hours, maybe only a couple hours, making a whole bunch of logo variations for my game because I was going through Unreal, looking at how many I needed for the different platforms. I needed 22 different logo variations, all of different resolutions, and I needed, I think it was 6 splash screens, or equivalent loading screens. I'm gonna go this way because I realized I made a wrong turn. Go, go, go. Hold on, I gotta pick up the egg. There we go. I'm enjoying jump boost while it lasts. Aw, as soon as I say that, it said, what jump boost? I should flatten this area. Maybe I'll dig up the gravel. I'll get rid of all of this here. Fill that area in. Well, anyways, first things first, we're gonna take a look-see at the shelves. I'm trying not to compulsive terrain smooth because we have shelves to install. How are we looking? Right now we have a moderate amount. How far did I get on this side? So this is where I ran out of logs, huh? We're only about a quarter of the way done, I think. Alright, well, let's grab the oak logs. Maybe not that many. Hold on, let's grab planks as well. Which one's not done? I think it's this one. Oh wait, I don't have ladders. Oopsies. I'll come back with the ladders later. Oh, you know what? I have all these sticks on me. I'm kind of glad I brought the ender chest now. It occurred to me, I have a massive amount of sticks in my inventory. Well, they're in the ender chest. Almost said shulker box. I have a whole bunch of sticks in the shulker box. I could totally craft a bunch of ladders. Alright, well, we're gonna do that later, because first I want to work on this. I need to clean up some of my slots to begin with. Alright, next. Yeah, we'll go from here. I'll start plopping down the planks. Maybe I'll finish this shelf here, and then I'll go down and make ladders. That should free up enough inventory space to do all the crafting I need to. I'll just need to find a crafting table. There should be one. I think I have crafting tables over there as part of the workstations. Oopsies, I was supposed to stay up there. I'm really trying to avoid misclicking, because in the event that one of the logs goes over, I can't pick it up yet. I'll need to make sure that I hold on to everything for the time being, at least until I get those ladders, which will hopefully be very soon. Alright, cool. So I'll need to remember, next time I'm back here, bring more lamps. Well, I'll need to see how many more rows we finish first. That'll determine how many lamps we need. Is this correct? Yeah, because it's covered up. Cool. I'll take that, thank you. Alright, ender chest. How about I leave the ender chest here, in fact? Can I fit 7 stacks? Ah, so close. Almost got there. There we go. Hooray. I'll probably leave the egg in there. It doesn't stack. Then I'll grab some extra wood, I suppose. You know what? Here, I'll leave the 8. Alright, so I have ladders. I have logs. And I have planks. There we go. Ceiling's supposed to be high up. If you walk into a Costco these days, in fact, chances are if you walked into a Costco years ago, you would have noticed that it had very high ceilings. Can I make the jump? Ah, That's why I have ladders. Oop, we're good. I feel like I'm gonna run out of ladders rather quickly. We already used half a stack, more than half a stack, and we haven't gotten very far. Oop. Do they have skids for the inventory? No. I'm just using chests here for storage. Otherwise the shelves themselves are rather decorational. I don't even plan on putting anything in here. I guess that would make the whole structure decorational. A very, very expensive decoration. Oops, let's not do that. I'll take that. I'll need to craft more planks soon. Because I keep seeing those shadows, I can't tell if it's turning nighttime or if it's just because I'm underneath the enclosed part of the ceiling. I keep watching the sky, but I don't think it's turning night yet. Nope, it definitely is. Alright, I see it now. Picked up my sleeping bag, right? Good job. Maybe the past catch. Oh, it's not dark enough yet. It's hard to see where the Zella Moon is. Maybe I should go up one more layer. Then it should be dark enough by then. Nope, definitely dark enough now. You just hope no bad guys pop up. Oops, I don't have any more planks. Let's make some more real fast. Nope, come on, bed. Let's not do that. I'll start with, I guess, half a stack. Alright, we're almost done on this side. Hooray! We have the last shelf over here to work on. Hey, I made it. Nope, I'll probably pick that up later. We're picking it up now. I'm currently playing Portal. I've got my long fall boots on. My legs will be fine for the rest of the series, for the rest of the history of this world. I didn't realize that these shelves are slightly taller than the wall I have back here. Whoops. That's alright, I suppose. Famous last words. Alright, I've got all of the shelves done on the back wall. Probably gonna pick up more logs, and then we're gonna do the little in-between shelves there. All of those need to go up. How many are there? 4? Single, double, double, single. Alright, so 6 then. Alright, where are the goods? Nope. I'll probably end up deconstructing these birch logs and turning them into whatchamacallit, but I'll do that later. One thing I want to do though, because it keeps bothering me, go back to an even number of ladders. And now I feel better. Alright, so now I guess we'll start back over here. This is such a slow process. But I think to myself, lots of modern day players and their mega bases. This is normal. Because I'm used to building standard sized buildings. A project of this scale is a very large dedication. It is one singular construct. Oop. Out of planks, but that's alright. Maybe I should have saved the ladders for the end. Well, thankfully, one more row and then we're done. At least we're done with this one. These single shelves go by rather fast. I'm probably gonna run out of wood again before I finish the shelves. But in other news, I'm gonna at least make good progress with all the wood I currently have on me. With the shelves. I'll still need to collect a lot more for the chests, but we're gonna worry about that later. Oop. I'll need to fix that. I don't think I can. No, cannot Halo reach from here. We'll see if I end up going tree chopping again after this. After all the tree chopping I did yesterday, I'm not particularly in the mood to do even more tree chopping today. And what's worse is even if I wanted to collect some of the new nether wood, chopping down those shrooms are an even slower process because you have to get rid of all the netherwort. Netherwort does not decay like leaves do. Which kind of reminds me though, I'm still going to need to collect a fair amount of leaves, assuming I don't have a fair amount as I currently stand. The reason is I was thinking about fixing up that tree again that I built back in 14A. Because now, if I place the leaves, I don't have to worry about them decaying. So I'm thinking I'll need to fix that when I can. Let's reorganize real fast. And I'm thinking of doing it soon because it's been in its half-constructed state for a while. Long time ago, way back in InfDev, when leaf decay was reintroduced. So I'll need to do that. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon I'll get to that. Definitely before part 4 is over, because that's been sitting on the to-do list in my head for a long time. Kind of like the record farm, except somehow I never wrote down the record farm to my bounty board. It was never added to the bounty board. Howdy to you as well. Welcome back. It's been 22 minutes already and all I've done is place down wood. Oh boy. Alright, well at least this one's done. I just have to finish up these last 3 shelves here. And then hooray, we'll be halfway, I should say. Halfway done with getting the shelves. This is a big project. I started Zelenaco weeks ago. I'm still working on it because I ran out of wood 3 times. I should say once I use up everything in my inventory, it will be 3 times, I think. I can't remember when I started. It might have been back in 1.14. 1.15 for sure. It was around the same time that I was working on my bee farm. And good job me of yesterday writing down how many bees I think are in there. Hopefully, I remember it correctly. I don't particularly have an easy way of checking. So I want to say 8, hopefully is what we're sitting at. I guess I'll find out if they start inhabiting more nests or more of the hives. Yeah, 1 nest and 3 hives in there. Because nests are harder to come by. Then let me just craft this real fast. I think nighttime's also approaching. As I look out, it appears that darkness is looming overhead. But from what I remembered of last night, we're going to wait around a little bit more. Then we'll attempt to sleep. The only way for dirt to turn in the grass, not only does it need light, but it also needs grass near it. So either the 8 blocks that surround it, as well as... That's a skelly bum, we're going to sleep now. 1... No. Yes, I think it's 1 block from down, and then maybe 3 blocks above. I think that's the volume of which grass is required. I don't remember exactly. Point being, I need grass nearby for it to spread. This isn't classic where grass grows on its own. No, maybe grass, or I should say maybe dirt always required grass to turn to grass. Or maybe that was changed really quickly. I can't remember, not important. Okay, while I'm down here, let me just grab the last of the logs. Last of the oak, I should say. Back to what I do. Toss all that into there. Pick up the shulker box. Howdy potato, welcome back. It might have always needed grass nearby. But I feel like if Notch was testing it for a couple of versions, you would have at least seen, or you would have at least thought of how to get grass to begin with. This is a question for pre-classic that I don't feel like going back to verify right now. Oh, I can't sprint anymore, that's my problem. Nom nom on my delicious bacon. Out of planks already. Oops. I hear garbage trucks. It's trash day over here. I'm still pretty sure none of y'all ever hear it. Because I want to say every week, I say it's trash day. Alright, well, we are now halfway done with the shelves, if we ignore the first layer that I already constructed. So now, looking off in this area, we got a much better view for what it's like seeing all these shelves towering above. Except we still don't have the chests required for all these. But now, it really does feel like you're walking around a Costco with these super tall shelves looming up above. Alright, so now, let's go back to work. As we pass by the food stop, little food cart, free samples. I'm also going to deconstruct that, because everything's divisible by 4, not by, or I should say divisible by 8, not by 4. I don't even think that's true. I think it's divisible by 16, not by 8. I don't plan on adding villagers to here. I feel like having villagers in this area would be a liability. Not to mention, I don't have any way to prevent them from walking out. They could casually do whenever they feel like it. I think I did consider adding fence gates, though. At least for the loading dock area. Is this twice as tall as the warehouse? I don't know how tall the warehouse is, and I don't know how tall this is either. Whatever building plans I had, I have forgotten the numbers. Okay, quick check, how we doing? Still have a fair amount of logs. We're gonna be close, but I'm still thinking we're gonna run out before we finish all the shelves. But it'll be nice though, because whatever I finish, I should say, whenever I have extra logs, I'll be able to put those to the chests, since those are going to be around as expensive as the shelves themselves. Minecart's timed by delayed repeaters doesn't sound like a fun thing I'd want to do. I don't need that much decoration. I finished the ladder there, right? Yes, I did. Cool. I need to remember that the ladder's on the opposite side. It's mirrored compared to when I was first building the shelves on the other side. I wonder if at the end of this I'll be able to calculate just how expensive this was. Because if I turned every chest, every individual chest, into 8 planks, I could estimate how many planks and logs this whole construct was. The construction zone. There are currently no ninja stars in Minecraft. That would be kind of cool though if we ever got throwable weapons. Snowballs and eggs don't count. There are probably mods that do that. You're right, we do have the trident. The trident is supposed to be... Well, no, I guess it's lightweight. I was gonna say, if I was holding a trident in the real world, I'll be using 2 hands. Howdy, Mega, welcome back. 10 days fashionably late? You're like 2 weeks late, and I thought you already told me. It's using magic. Is this the last layer? Yes, it is, because I can't go any higher than that. I'm gonna need to deconstruct more of these planks here. We're getting low on wood. Getting low on planks. This isn't new storage. I've been working on my Zelenako for a few weeks now. I think. I'm not gonna move my stuff into here, even though I'm pretty sure this has much larger capacity than the warehouse. Do you know how long it would take moving 3 warehouses worth of stuff? It's not worth it. I'd rather keep it where it's at. Not to mention, this is far away from where I do all my business on here. The portal, the campfire, the minecart track, the block museum, all of that is close to the warehouse. That is not close to here. Ah, the last plank that I misplaced was the one I needed. And it was the last plank I had on me. That was a very special plank. I'm not going to bother commemorating it though. would have been rather unfortunate had I fallen off of there. But I think it's nighttime. We'll need to catch some Z's after this. Facing the Zella Moon towards the back. Eyes turn red, you can go to bed. Except you can't see the eyes on here. It'd be cool if we could finish this back row, because then I'll just have to deal with a few smaller shelves up front. But I don't think that's happening. I'll probably also need to keep track of how many more lamps I'll need. And torches, I think. Why would I want another portal on top of one of the shelves? Do I even have space? Yeah, I have a 4x5 space. Oops, hold up. I have more ladders, right? Nope, no I do not. Man, all those sticks. I spent 7 stacks of sticks on these ladders, and now I'm down to 2. All those sticks gone. Oops, that doesn't belong there. Well, I could just take the last of the sticks I currently have. Let me go check the goods. I can spend about 2 stacks worth. This will probably last us the rest of what we have. 54 is an alright amount. As long as this gets us through the rest of the logs and the planks, then I'll be cool. And hazoop. I made it. You know what, maybe I didn't. I saw the landing particles. I'm still kind of sad that they changed the landing particles after one version. I still like the 1.7 landing particles more than what they changed it to in 1.8 and later. Building any natural portal within the overworld will never take you to the ceiling under regular circumstances. You would need to have a portal that already goes to the, or I should say a portal already on the ceiling, and link it up with that one. I don't even need a portal on the ceiling over here. This is not a good area if I were in the nether. I think I hear a slime. As I thought I did. Everyone hears the game sounds better than me though because of how quiet I keep it. I call that hearing preservation. Kids these days don't know that. Kids for many years don't know that. Looking at you, concert goers. And I think I found a slime. There's at least one over there. Feels like I'm hearing a larger one though. What level are we at? 47? You shouldn't be this high up. They should only spawn at 40 and lower. Or maybe it's below 40. I can't remember. Point being, I don't think there's anything outside to where I should be hearing it. It feels so random having a portal on one of these shelves, though. I'm very particular with my portal placement under most circumstances. We're gonna ignore the giant Alpha 1.2.2 behemoth that was created when I spammed F4. I don't even remember if I did that on stream or not. I'd have to go back and check. But I still remember that day. Well, I don't remember the day, I remember the structure. I don't have a bow on me. I'd rather use a sword person. And because tridents and the other weapon, mace, that's what it is. Because tridents and maces are not swords, I'm unlikely to ever use them regularly. I also still prefer swords as a weapon over axe. The axe is too slow for me. Oh, we're close. We'll see how much wood we have after we finish this shelf. Oops. That's unfortunate. Huzzah! Thank you for your service. Oop. Yeah, we're definitely running out. Because these logs... The amount of logs required to go up, or I should say to complete the shelf, just the logs, not even the planks, is still... I think I stack, because I build 4... No, I only build 3 on top, which means it's 48 logs each, which means it's a stack and a half for each of these doubles. So I would need 3 stacks and 48 to complete this, and I'm not there. Moral of the story, we're gonna run out of wood. We're gonna run out of wood soon, I should say. You know what else we're gonna run out of, though? Ladders. Howdy, Hunter, welcome back. You know what I could have done to save on ladders? You see how these double shelves have a ladder on each? I totally could have just put one on the one side. I feel like it would bother me, though, knowing it was incomplete. English Muffin Man? I still don't know what product you're referring to. Very well could be something we don't have here in the West. Alright, so I needed a stack and a half of logs. Okay, here's the thing. I might have exactly enough logs to finish that shelf. Except, I don't think I'm going to have enough planks. I need, whoopsies, 6 times. 48. I need 48 of these times 4. Yeah, I don't have enough planks. And we just ran out of ladders as well. Alright, so what we're gonna do is probably build I could just end it off here and just start working on the chests, deconstructing the birch logs. Because otherwise, we'd run out of wood. I should say we would run out of planks about 2 rows into that one. But I'm thinking if I just leave it there, especially since I don't have the ladders to climb up, I'll just take back with me the wood we currently have. Oh wait, hold up, that's empty. Thomas's English Muffins. I don't watch TV. I don't watch ads. This is not a product I see in stores. There's no information within my brain related to what you're referring to. Okay, I'll probably spare 4 of these oak planks just to finish all the birch ones. It was not worth going all the way back home just for 8 planks. So I'll take the ender chest back with me, and I think we'll go from there. Oh wait, hold up, it's nighttime. Let's reset the weather timer. And we'll see just how far we can get with all the chests we currently have. Spoiler alert, it's probably not that far. Man, we have a spider infestation. I'll just leave them up there. We were cleaning out the backyard last week, and we were removing wood from a wood pile we had. And there were a lot of spiders. A lot of spiders came crawling out from behind and under the wood. That was an experience. I'm gonna have to go back there soon because today's trash day, which means they took away all our trash from last week. Most of it, because I still have more piles of leaves and sticks and other stuff. Those need to be removed because we filled up our cans last week. Spiders are the best. In what scenario are they the best? Did I do this right? Hold up. So the first one is done. Oh, what? Hold on, I totally skipped a row. You're hoping to get a bee nest removed in the next few years, and not soon. How much effort is required to remove a bee nest? Oops, that's not right. Okay, so those 2 are done. Those 2 are done. I'm not done on this floor. Hold up. I feel like my question was not answered. Google it. We'll see. So that one's all the way done. This one's all the way done. That puts us here. Oh, those were all the chests we had. Oh man, that was it? 2 stacks of logs got me here. Part of the local ecosystem and removing them manually is illegal. Then move the nest. Is the ecosystem that fragile in your local area? Inside the installation of the roof. Installation. The bees. What about the bees? I know the specialist isn't in the insulation in your roof. I kind of figured it was the bees. Alright, we're all done wasting all the wood on a build that's going to take a long time to complete, because I'm now understanding just how many logs I'm going to require just for the chests. Oh, wait. You know, I should do something with this one swamp tree. I don't know what to do with it though. Maybe I'll also decide to do something with the one chunk it's in. I don't know what to do with that either. I feel like the longer the bee nest is there, the more likelihood of structural damage there's going to be. How did y'all let the bee nest happen to just populate for however long? For it to be that big of a problem, I feel like it would have been there a while. Did they ever do something with the animation? Maybe they never changed the banner animation. Not important. Alright, so let's see, how much total wood do I have? Not much. Even less. Not many sticks. Alright, so... Alright, the ender chest. This one belongs here. Let's grab all this furnace fuel real fast. Alright, so I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Then another 1, 2. 1, 2. And then 53. 53. There we go. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Alright, so now I can put away the stone shulker box. And the apples and the eggs, and don't need to find the apple chest. Look at all these apples. There's no way I would have given myself all these apples, right? I'm sure most of these came from all the tree chopping. I'm not quite familiar with Kerche Mac talking about bees. Maybe what I'll do now before it gets towering later is head back to the end and repair my stuff. There's relatively... The axe already has 400 uses out of it. I think that's around 20%. Alright, and I needed Zombie Flesh. I'm also going to be checking out after the stream, I should say, what we're looking at for what the pre-releases do, the 1.16.2 pre-releases, because I want to decide whether or not I should optimize the world in the full release of 1.16.2 or do it in the first pre-releases. And chances are I'm not going to optimize the world again until 1.17.1. Because I'll make sure that the world's fully optimized in 1.17 before the end of the archive for part 4. I'm thinking just 2 more times. Because I still haven't optimized it since 1.15 per release 1. So I'm sure there are data changes in 16. Especially with all these lighting bugs, I'm going to clear the cache. Clears the lighting cache, so all the lighting is going to get recalculated. Hopefully that'll fix the dark spots we keep seeing in the nether when we go out to new terrain. All the old chunks that lead to the new terrain, I should say. I didn't need to take anything with me to the end, right? I feel like I have a book. Maybe Efficiency 3 book. or something similar sitting in a chest at home, sitting in the book chest, and I was supposed to bring it, but I keep forgetting every time I'm over here. It doesn't feel like yesterday I was in alpha and beta. That feels a long time ago. Because I think about how much has happened since then. Alpha would have been... I should say Alpha 1.0 was, I think, October 2021. That was 4.5 years ago. A lot has happened in the past 4.5 years. Maybe even November. I wasn't in 1.1 that long. You know, that's not true. I was in 1.1 for a while because I really didn't want to upgrade past 1.1.2. But then I ended up doing so, and surprise, I want to say it was a New Year's special 4-hour stream in Alpha 1.2.0. Oh wait, hold up, I need a sword. And I left the birch saplings in the ender chest. Whoop. Shouldn't take more than 150, right? Alright, let me turn this down, because if I don't, it's going to be loud whenever I slap all the Endermen. So hopefully we're not here for too long, which is also why we're doing it now, because it's not going to take too long to repair the stuff. Ah, it's so close. I was hoping that would be it. There we go. I was fast and decided to just swap to the axe real fast. It's one way to do it. Alright, we're almost there. I think after this I'm going to see just how many pearls there are, because I'm sure a lot of pearls have taken up residence in the system. Hopefully the large-scale storage system I have is going to still suit us for a while. However, though, it would be nice if pearls stacked up to 64, because then everything would compress into only 1/4 of what it's currently using. 25% the original size is considered good compression, 75% reduction. At least when you want compression, I should say. I don't think you want an image 25% of the original quality. Alright, so let me put that there. So, what we are looking at, this one's full. We're gonna have to go up. Alright, how's it looking? So here we are. So we are at half plus 1. Five or 6 double chests. Plus the hoppers, that's another plus 10 storage slots. Anyways, we're all good here. You want obsidian as a further upgrade. A further upgrade to netherite. And that means everyone with netherite armor is going to be like, well, time to upgrade. I feel like if they were to ever add another tool or armor set, it would be similar to netherite, where it's an upgrade for diamond, but it has different properties. Properties separate than what netherite does. I don't know what they'll do for mending. People are still going to want mending, whether or not it's required. I forgot I dug this hole. Maybe I should do something down here. I'd have to do something out of blocks the Ender Dragon doesn't destroy, though. One of the reasons why I don't do much in the end, for the reason of most of the stuff I like building with, Ender Dragon says nope. No home bed or charged respawn anchor, or it was obstructed. That text changed. I didn't feel like I don't think I'll update that though. To your home bed was missing or obstructed. Makes sense though, because my home bed's currently sitting in my inventory. Hold on, did the iron golems migrate again? I moved several groups of them yesterday, and they're already gone. It's been about 3 hours of stream time. Assume the chunks are loaded. Not even that. Well, let's catch some Z's. Reset the weather timer. Alright, we're all good. Alright, so this group of golems are still here. The iron golems aren't even captives. I'm thinking about it though, if they keep walking away. Because you can put them on leads. So there's nothing stopping me from setting up various posts and just say, hey, stay here. This is not how it starts. There's not going to be an Iron Golem rebellion. They just like migrating to the villagers. Let me see, did they all move back? I think so. Some of them. This is not nearly as many as what they were. This very well could be most of what I already left behind. Alright, well anyways, now that I'm back here, why does this guy not have a thingy? He's a butcher? I wonder where his thingy is. I think it's because he's one of the legacy villagers. Is there anything I'd really want? 36? Oi. You're a cleric, you're another legacy villager. Oh, here's where my brown wool went. No wonder why I don't have that much. Because I keep selling it to this guy. And all my vegetables as well. And then potatoes. Though I don't think I have a lot of potatoes right now. I could go check on the farms. Maybe this is the part where I make those large-scale farms, but one for each of the 4 types of regular plantable thingies. It'll be a lot easier than building them on beta 1.8, just because of the fences. You don't need fences underneath to prevent you from trampling the stuff. The internet and the TV don't feel like a good comparison. The internet is a large source of information that is not constructed based around moving pictures. And guess what? Looks like these chunks haven't been loaded. Oh yeah, they finally fixed the push-in bug, right? So I could tilt this. Yeah, now I'm not sliding into the water anymore. Let's go get a ground tiller, shall we? Oh yeah, how are we doing on sugarcane? Thankfully, it's slow. Kinda glad it's slow because this is not a large storage system. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all the sugarcane other than turn it into paper and make maps. Well, that still requires a lot of leather to place the maps. It'd be cool if one day I expanded this, but to cover all the stuff. You know what I could do if I really wanted? I could construct multiple maps, because if this is the entirety of the bowl here, I could make different maps for the different primary outposts I have. So that would be like the beta 1.8 area, the 1.1, the monolith, beta 1.2. Howdy Ian, there's still over 50 something minutes left of the day. Alright, so I'm looking for updating map. Sounds like a slow process, especially if I have to keep traveling, so maybe we'll do that another time. So I was looking for the ground tiller because I need to fix the farm. We're gonna keep using stone because I don't have much else use for these, and I don't remember how I ended up with so many stone. What's currently happening is I'm fixing the farm from when standing on farmland next to the water will slide you off. Alright, so we gotta fix you and you and you. And while I'm here, let's grab the seeds. None of the potatoes here are fully grown, unless those are carrots. None of the carrots are fully grown unless these are potatoes. Doing alright with the beetroot. I'll just leave it though. I'll just let it keep growing up. Yeah, I really must not have been here if all of this hasn't grown up either. Oh, what happened? You need a seed as well. I'm just gonna fix that now. There we go. When you say use liquid pillars, does that mean you have them flow using bubble columns for verticality? You all say liquid pillars, and I don't know what else you're referring to for moving mobs around. Since you can't move zombies after 1.13, they just turn in the ground. I was talking about the mob farms. That's what my question was. Water as pillar, not building mechanics. So, decoration. Where'd my seeds go? Oh, they're at the other side. Alright, I better understand now. Those can't combine yet. Alright, so we need... put away this other stuff I don't plan on keeping on me. There might be some wool within the Zelanator statue. I think it's mostly made out of lapis. Well, there is some wool. Because if it was made back in 1.1, wool was the only full colored block I had. In fact, I think that was the only dyed block there was at the time. Alright, so with that all taken care of, now we need... Do I really want to start working on the farm? With the amount of seeds I have, it wouldn't be too bad to start it up. I need to find a good place to get it going. In fact, if I have the Zelenico... No, hold on. What if I had a supply line from the farm to the Zelenico? I don't know how I'll represent that. Probably just a pathway. But if the Endevia Plateau farm is over here, and it's the real simple old school layout of just the small scale pads, then maybe for the full size farms, that's where that's what I'll construct at the other settlement that still doesn't have a name yet. So step 1, the dirt. Maybe that's where the cobblestone will come from, because I picked up a lot of cobblestone recently in the hole I'm digging, and I'm not currently in the mood to keep digging. So we're just going to use the cobblestone already acquired. Go, golem, go. He needs help. Taking too long. Thank you for your service. At some point, these slime balls will be useful. I'm still waiting around until I collect a bunch more. Turn it into another stack of blocks. Alright, let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timer, as I grab some dirt and grab some cobblestone. I'll grab 3 of you, because I feel like this is going to be expensive. Then I'll grab probably just 2 of you. I'm going to need a lot of dirt, because the dirt is going to be for the farm itself. My skin can always be downloaded on any Minecraft skin service, because that's all publicly accessed information. I don't have a plan to end the Polyworld unless Minecraft has a last version. If Minecraft has a last version and the series comes to an end, I'm gonna finish everything on the bounty board, because once the world is done, it's done. But it's okay if I keep procrastinating for now, because it's not going to be done. Unless, 6 months from now, Mojang says, we're gonna have 1 more year of updates, and then that's it. And then internet complains that Minecraft was supposed to be a 50-year game. I'll take 2 buckets. I feel like that's gonna be easier to deal with than just 1. Alright, so let's go scope out an area where I could have this incredibly long pathway. And thankfully, I don't have to deal with pistons, because the pistons for water control slow down the process by a block, because the water has to go behind them. I should say the source block is behind the piston. It's not important. Anyways, point being, I get to use repeaters now. Dispensers and repeaters. I guess repeaters were before pistons. Mandatory Minecraft 1 hour before homework. Why? Alright, here we are. Where's a good space? Thankfully, I get to take advantage of a nice gentle slope. Maybe I'll put it over here. I'll line it up that way, since this, where I'm currently standing, is a little bit higher than over there. So I'm thinking how exactly I want to do this, because each of the 4 areas is going to be 4 blocks wide. No, sorry, 8 blocks wide. Because 1 water can provide 4 blocks in each side. Anyways, point being, so 8 times 4, 64, plus this 5 spaces between. This needs to be 69 blocks wide. I'll count from that side since that's where the pathway is, and I'm probably not going to run into the rail over here. Alright, so block 1. This is block 60. Okay, so, new plan. We're gonna put it over here. Is Discord down? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. If you're trying to log in and it's taking forever to log in, it might be. Alright, so I have to take up the additional space here. Unless if I made it the other way. Instead of going horizontal, I'll make it go vertical, north-south. Of course, I can always, if I wanted to, just zoop down here, but I still kind of want to consider using this space for a elevator. Someday, but I'll need to keep this space open right here, so I can't just slide off the cliff. So if I need the extra blocks, because if 60 was, or I should say 60 goes up to the rails here. So then this is, alright, so this is block 69. That gives me 5 blocks of free space. It's not a lot. Okay. That's manageable. Alright, so let's, oops, ew. That's weird. I didn't mean to place on the side of the rails. Alright, let's just start placing down building blocks that we're gonna need. So if I have about 5 blocks free space, that'll give me a little bit extra. Let's just pull all this out first. An essay, not an intro monologue. Where would this intro monologue be playing? Alright, so if we start here, because I need to have just enough space beyond that. So I guess that would put us close to here. Let's clean that up real fast, dude. I'm probably about to fill that back in. In fact, if I were to start, where would I even want to start? Maybe around here. Alright, well, this is where we start building. I don't want this too high up, which is why, in fact, I might even drop it down 1 more. I'll fill in everything else, what I need to afterwards. We're just gonna get this in place first. That's fun while it lasted. Being able to build 3 blocks vertical instead of just 2 is a very nice addition, even though that was probably unintentional. I can say whatever I want about the 1.14 textures. I will always appreciate this. Plus the lighting fixes. And then 1.15 kind of undid some of the lighting improvements. I don't know how that happened. Oh well. I plan on putting all of the history, or at least the important parts of the history of this world, onto thingy. Plan on putting the history on the signs in the block museum. I just haven't gotten to that yet. I'll look at something real fast once I finish filling this in. And hadonk. Alright, yes, I shall indeed be returning very quickly. I have indeed returned. And I realize my audio is not back to where it needs to be. Alright, so we're looking at bringing all this up to here. One, two. We're gonna leave a 3 block gap on that side, so that way it's a 2 block gap on this side. And I'm probably gonna start filling in all of the dirt on this back side. Or I should say start filling in all the torches. Let's just drag that over. I see a slime. I'm doing stuff here. Boop. Alright, before we sleep, what we're gonna do is place down the goods. Because I want to make sure this is all nice and bright. Think I can, huzzah! Huzzah! There we go. Alright. All good. I already spent... I didn't realize I already spent a large amount of dirt. Alrighty. Let's grab some more because we're about to spend a lot more. Alright. I color-coded these for a reason. So, if this right here is block 1, I need to go 7 blocks forward, I believe. So we're looking at 1. And now you see why this requires a lot of dirt. Maybe I should verify real fast that this is indeed 69 blocks forward. Because I need to make sure it lines up as it should. Because if it's 3 blocks here, this is 1. This right here is 69. In which case I was right. 2 blocks over. So 1. This is 7. Let's see, how are we looking on time? A little more than half an hour, it would appear. I'd say that means we're making good progress. We'll see how long this takes. I don't even know how many layers I plan on this going down. Probably only a couple. Maybe 4. I can't reach that far. Building a parking lot? I'm building a farm. I said earlier I plan on building another farm. One of the full-sized ones, where you press a button, and all the items come flowing down. At least that's the plan. It's probably going to be rather basic. But if it works, it works. And thankfully I've done it twice now. I thought clouds were at wide 10. Or 110. Well, it depends. Are you looking at 3D clouds or 2D clouds? Because that's also different. You're inside at 11. Oh. Alright, so it looks like all of this right here. I'm gonna say farewell. Because I'm not going up. Oh wait, now I don't have a way to get up there. Maybe what I'll do what I always do. Compulsive terrain smoothing. Alright, if I'm building out of cobblestone, I can put away my Silk Touch pickaxe. Switch back over. There we go. That's a little bit nicer. So we start. Move that over. So we're looking at block 1 to 7. Oh wait, there's water here. Maybe I will only have 3 layers. Oh well. Well, either way, this is where we start. I should say this is where we keep going. I feel like, for, the people who don't know, would you like to give an explanation for RTC's file stub? For some reason, I thought I heard a sheep eat grass. I don't know what I heard. Excuse me, pig. Thank you. Gonna have to keep moving, though. I'm not surprised Release Candidate 1 is already out. Do they have a release date yet? Because if we're on Release Candidate 1, it very well could be next week. It's already Thursday. They'd aim for a release between Tuesday and Thursday. Alright, so we're looking at this block here, another 3. Looks like I lined it up on this side correctly. Alright, coolio. What disappearing text bug was there in Book and Quills? Oh, finally, the pig's out of the way. That's what I'm hearing. Oop. I feel like this overflowing text thing is not something I've encountered, because I tend to use Book and Quills through normal means. With the amount of dirt I've spent, I feel like I should have enough. I was planning on this being of much larger scale, but as I'm looking at it, do I really want to build up? Oh wait, too late, I can't, because I've already blocked myself off from there. So if I ever install an elevator, the elevator's going around here. Oop. Nighttime approaches. Okay, well anyways. So that's 7. So now we drop down a block. The reason why we drop down a block is because water only flows 7 blocks. Because on the 8th block is the source. Alright, so that means what I say was 2 blocks away, so you don't belong there. Alright, let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. We'll do that soon. In fact, here, let me just use up the last of this dirt. You know what? Now it's getting really dark. Bad guys are going to start being a problem. Nom 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 nom. Zoink. And a weakness. Alright, that was fun while it lasted. So after I get this next level, done, I'll decide where we go from here. Nope. I need dirt. And a lot more of it. And in fact, let's just finish up this incomplete stack here. I figured this area was short, so I should just take care of all this now. Alright, I'll come back later and see whether or not I feel like filling that in. Yeah, there's also the water over there, but we'll see if I end up just going over it. Because I'd rather place dirt more than dig stuff up. So this will also be dependent on what the average train height is looking at after this. Truth be told though, I'm starting to get a little tired of placing down all this dirt. This is what happens when you do large-scale projects. If I really wanted, I could have done 1 row at a time, or 1 plant at a time, but I decided to go for all 4 of them at once. Oop. It's a real shame that all this dirt's going to turn to grass, and then I'm going to come along and be like, nope, no grass for me. Was this number 7? I feel like this was. Yep, so then that means now we go forward again. Block. Alright, so there's 3, So we're just gonna carve it up on this side. And then, excuse me, I need dirt. And then this will probably be the last layer. And that means I'll need one large collection system at the end. Thankfully, I can use hoppers. I don't have to deal with water streams. So once everything flows to the end, that's it. Do any of y'all know what the population of people, or I should say the percentage of the population of people who do have to deal with epilepsy? 6, 7. That stops us here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I feel like dropping down one more layer after this, because of how much I'd have to deal with on the sides. The center portion is currently the low point. Alright, we're almost done. At least for the starting point. Hooray! I might fill in... maybe not. I'll probably still flatten this just so that way it doesn't look like a 2-block drop. So I'll expand it so that way it's only 1. But I feel like this will be the stopping point. And then what I'll do is get the water location set up, since that'll be next. Oops. Alright, so source water here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you know what? I did this kind of wrong then. That means I'm gonna have to establish a back wall. Oops. Or just push the whole thing forward by 1. Because I'll need to build the wall to prevent the water from flowing. Oh, that means I'm gonna have to carve this up anyway. So, say I start here then. That means we're gonna have to go forward 2 blocks. Oop. Alright, so 1, 2, 8 in the middle. There's a slime over there. Oh wait, did I do the math wrong? Oh. Ha. Ha ha. You want to know what I did? I multiplied 8 times 8. I didn't multiply 8 times 4. This Paul, 12,550,821. Well, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Because I don't feel like undoing a bunch of the work I just did. We're gonna keep the farm 8 blocks, or 8 plants wide. There we go. We're gonna keep the farm 8 different areas wide. So that's oops on my part, because I did the math too fast. That's okay. That means we're gonna end up with twice as many plants as what I was anticipating. Oh wait, hold on, but then that means this is going to be slightly offset. Because if that's there, this would all have to move. Hold on. Alright, let me just redo this again real fast. The back wall can stay, but now I'm going to have to count from our new coordinate. Because if I slide this over to only one block, because I want one block from here. If I end up all the way at the edge, I guess it's not the end of the world. Night time's approaching. So this is... Seven, 8 wall. Yeah, we're now right up towards the edge here. You know, I don't know you like golf. I thought golf was for old people and the rich. I'd say half serious. Alright, let me catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. Tiny Zello moon rises. Alrighty, so the only thing with this is I'll have to stop the water at the very far edge here because there's got to be water underneath this line because it's the water underneath here that hydrates 4 blocks, and then over here it's water that hydrates the other 4 blocks. So I'll just need to do something along the side here to prevent the water from flowing, or just turn this into a waterfall. That's possible. Add some sort of decoration here. Well, either way, so now the source water is here. So this is block 1, 6, 7. This is the 8th block for the water, but then it has to drop. So this means that all the water has to go forward 7 blocks from where it's, or sorry, 2 blocks from where it started. So now let's start plopping this down. Then we have about 10 minutes after this. And then that means you are going to have to move over. So then this goes forward. You know, here is what I'll probably do. I'll probably just lower all of this real fast. That way I just don't have to deal with it. Okay, so I expanded this one forward by 2. That means this one goes forward by 2. But also, this has to move. Hold up. Aha! Had a feeling. Don't trust the dirt. Maybe a disguise. All good. I'm kind of thinking I ended up overdoing it with the amount of cobblestone I was going to need. I don't know what sort of decorations I'll use, or lighting, but I'm looking at this and thinking, oh boy. One, two. Yeah, do I fill this in to fill in or not to fill in? That is the question. Because there's a lot over here where I could just zoop all this water. In fact, maybe that's what I will do. We're just gonna cover it up, so we'll let that chicken live out the rest of his life here in darkness. And did you say beta 1.3? Because beta 1.3 is the start of seeds through normal circumstances. Because nothing's stopping you from using that seed on other versions prior, if you know what you're doing. And I'm out of dirt. That shulker box is empty. And this one's nearly empty. Well, it's empty now. Oh boy. Oops. Do I? Gotta get rid of it. But now do I go down and pick it up? Oi, to rescue the dirt. Alright, so now that we're down here, I will use Silk Touch for this. And back to Fortune. Alright, well, this is all now taken care of. So let's go fill in this one. I'll be doing the same thing on this side. What I'll probably do is fill it up to this layer, because this is where I'll be building the terrain to, right here. This is now one less obvious chunk border. Kinda. Even though the big old cliff face right next to it does sort of give it away. Oh well. 5, 6, 7. I'm seeing first how far I have to go. But let's also keep on filling this in for now. Howdy, Ryan. Welcome back to the last 5 minutes of the day. Alright, let's get this all in place. Is that supposed to be a face? There we go. That's a face more commonly seen. Alright, now, let's get rid of that real fast. If I were to go 7 blocks forward, where would this end up? Way over here. I might just fill this in for now, and then I'll decide how I feel in terms of whether or not I keep going to this layer. OBS disconnected. The everything just said nope for a quick second there. I don't know what happened though. Hopefully we're all good. I guess the internet wanted to, oh, I should say the hiccup. The internet had a hiccup. 1, 2, 7. That was a late reaction, Ian. I feel like you're not watching live. Oh, sun's going down. Time to reset the weather timer. 11 seconds behind. Boy. Well, there we go. That's all now nice and taken care of. Except I gotta fill that in because it's bothering me. Same thing with that. And that one random missing block. A little bit over here as well. Don't need you. Alright, no more. Or else I'm gonna be here for the rest of the stream. Let's eat up real fast. I'll sleep very soon, but I'm looking at this. Yeah, I gotta fill this in. It's bothering me. The goal is to not see any stone. Classic really likes having a lot of exposed stone on the surface, except I ran out of dirt. At least I ran out of the dirt on me. And Hazank. You know what, here, I probably don't need this much. Especially if I'm gonna be digging up more of it. So the game plan for next time, which would be cool if it was tomorrow. Game plan for next time is to wrap up on getting the water flow going on here. Don't worry, we're almost done. I tried to get this all in place first. But yeah, otherwise, if y'all have any final thoughts, start saying them now. And so we'll be back again next time, where we get the cobblestone stuff in place, along with all the water. And so we shall indeed be going from there. Thank you all for watching. Bye.